Who would you say, Tracy, are the tenants from hell? What's the worst tenant you could encounter, and how can you avoid getting that type of tenant?
How do you avoid getting a terrible tenant? Obviously, referencing is key.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of what we do is we reference tenants, make sure we've got good credit reference, employment reference, landlord reference. Well, some of them do slip through the net.
Yeah, of course.
You know, they really do. They might give a friend's name and number as a landlord. It's easy to do, isn't it? We have had that done to us. And it turned out to be a tenant who didn't pay his rent. Luckily, he didn't damage the property, didn't pay his rent, and we moved him on. But his reference was from his friend who was living in the property with him. So, you know, difficult to handle, but they can lie. But the references usually, 9 times out of 10, do work. You know, you get employment reference, landlord reference.
And I find one of the kind of biggest things you need in property if you're doing lettings is your gut instinct.
Yes.
Yeah. If you go against that as a letting agent, you screw yourself over.
Yeah, definitely. We basically interview everybody when they come through the door.
Yeah.
You know, what do you do? Where do you work?
Yeah.
How many kids have you got? Have you got dogs? Do you smoke? It's like an endless list. Like, my God, are you a police officer? But it's
getting a picture of that person, and I know I reference in a very similar way. I want to know everything about you, and just because I know you may have had, I don't know, debt problems in the past, doesn't mean I'm going to exclude you from the tenancy.
Exactly.
You know, the more honest you are and open you are about your circumstances, we'll find ways around it. But I tend to find gut instinct on, you know, have a, like you say, have a conversation, ask them some questions.
If somebody's been in tenancy for 10 years, then great. You know, you think they're loyal and you know, they may stay. Somebody who says, well, I was there 6 months, and I was there 4 months, and I was there for 3 months, you know, it doesn't stand well, does it, for moving forward and having a long-term tenancy.
So that's a great tip to give to our viewers, to look at length of previous tenant, and exactly, historic dealings with property, and see if you can do a bit of investigation around that. And generally, if they've treated properties well in the past, they're going to continue to do so.
We've done home visits if we've been a little bit unsure, something's just a little bit niggly, and we'll say, well, we need you to complete this form, or we need your ID, we'll just pop round and get it.
That's a great tip.
And we have people going, no, it's fine, I'll drop it off.
Not answering the door, putting it through the gap.
Like, oh, maybe there's something there.
That's a really, really good tip, though. And similar way to how I used to work. So I used to say, bring in all your paperwork. And obviously I work in a social marketplace, so social tenants are generally used to bringing in every bit of ID and letters, and they turn up with carrier bags of stuff, and you know, you can get a really good feel for a person and their life by having a look through this type of paperwork, and you can build up a bit of a picture about how they live and how they will potentially
crumpled up.
you can watch you unfold it all and like wipe off the tea stains.
We've been there.
we do the same job, don't we? But no, there's some really great tips there for looking for the right tenant.